It's the final weekend of the year, which means it's the Mailbag Royal Rumble. I am joined this week by, wait for it, Dave, Keith, Warren, Matt, Paul, Liam, Ed, Sam, and Pete. Loads of questions to get through. A little bit of a different format this one. I've given everyone 2 questions from throughout the year. There's a couple of questions from throughout the year that we're all going to answer. It's a little bit like a 2024 retrospective. I think this one's going out on the free feed as well. So you can only get this on Patreon. If you're not subscribed to Patreon, you can subscribe. You can get this. You can get subs weekly and a match preview, and I think probably some other stuff as well. Have a look at that if you want. Right, we will get straight into it. So I was looking back at the questions for January, and there was a lot of questions on why Jamie Carragher's a massive blurt. And this month, there was quite a few questions on that, like who's the biggest knobhead in football and why is it Jamie Carragher? Does anyone remember what he said back in January? He must have said something about us. I can't for the life of me remember.
Was it the worst run January this year? Country?
Was it? I don't know. It might. Yeah, he must have done something on his Monday Night Football program. I think.
I don't think people would have attacked him for that though, because we are the worst run club in the country.
Yeah.
I think it would have been for something else, but I tend to not listen when he talks personally, so
it's best not to, isn't it?
It's hard to keep track of when specifically Carragher's been a blurt because he's just generally a blurt.
It is, and some of us are lucky enough to not be able to tune into that frequency that he speaks in, so that's always a bonus. Right, Liam, the first question's for you. So this is from Stephen. I've already seen your answer to this, and I think we need to show it on screen as well. What's your favourite limbs moment in a fairly insignificant game? Seeing Stecklenberg saving his second penalty at Man City had some great limbs. So, Liam, what was yours?
Well, first of all, I was at that City game, and that was a great one. But for me, it wasn't limbs because there's social distancing. But I went to the Wolves game when restrictions were being eased in 2021. And I was in the street end and normally the park end. And when Richarlison scored, it felt like it took forever to go in. I think it's fair to say that I enjoyed the goal because I ended up getting picked up by Sky, ended up on Match of Day and all sorts, and absolutely lost it. I knew it was bad because I was getting text messages in the ground when you can't get any signal. I just had loads of things on my phone. I was like, what's going on here? Then I just saw a message from my dad saying, you were all over the telly there, lad. I sent it to Les before because I got really carried away. I think it's a good way of putting it.
I think it's fair to say you did enjoy this goal. Here's Liam celebrating that exact goal.
God, I shouldn't have said it.
Well, this should be good. I've seen this. This should be good.
There we go. Everyone got that?
What sort of technology is this, Les?
Screen share, mate. Yeah. When you sit on your ass at home all day for work, you know about this stuff.
Don't recognise that number time for us.
Player X.
Miss him daily.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's too bad.
Oh, we've all been there, Liam. We've all been there, mate.
I was excited to be back. It was back when Everton still made me happy.
Yeah.
How many were allowed in the ground then? How many were allowed in the ground then? Was it 2,000?
It was like 6,000 for that one. Because I'd been on the I'd meant to get one for the City game, and I was on my way to the City game that got cancelled in the December. So what they said was everyone who had a ticket for that was guaranteed a ticket for whenever the next match was. So ended up going to that. Yeah. So
I got tickets.
Do you know what you look like? You look like. I know it was genuine from you, Liam, and I would have been the same because you haven't been in the ground for ages. But you look like someone said to you, "Listen, mate, you know if Everton score, go absolutely mad because we're going to pan the camera to you."
Yeah, someone due me a tenner, cameraman. Yeah, cameraman.
Yeah, just to give it a bit of drama, you know.
I think I got a ticket to the only game we lost during that social distance spell, the Man United Cup game. I think we won every other game at home, didn't we? Nightmare. Absolute shite. Right. February. We'll move quickly on to there. Everyone's got an answer for this one. This was the hot topic in February. What was the worst deadline day signing? I'm trying to think of the reason I asked this. Did we sign anyone in January?
No.
I thought we did.
No.
I mean, no signings with our records probably better than any. But I know it's weird, isn't it? been a long year. Right, I'll just go on the screen as I see it. Then Dave, worst deadline day signing?
Who did I put on this? The worst ever deadline day signing.
Yeah.
Tosin. That was a deadline day signing, wasn't it?
I think so.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
wrong
It
with
was,
January there, aren't I?
No, he was at half time in the Anfield Cup derby, wasn't he?
Oh, that was it. Yeah,
He
that's
was,
exactly
yeah.
why I flipped it. Yeah,
He was.
that was the worst announcement ever, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
remember
throwing that in there, mate.
on Sky Sports they had someone who just got the name put on the back of his shirt and they spelt it wrong?
I just felt Tosin wrong.
It was
Toeson.
they
Tosin.
completely mangled it. Just wasn't his name at all. But they'd chosen to get them on camera to tell them that,
Yeah.
which is a choice.
What a pile of
We
shit.
got Billy Etanov right and not Tosin.
Yeah. I would contest Chen Tosin purely on the basis that he gave us Stoke away. For anyone who was there, it was a great day out there.
Yeah.
How much was he? 30
Was it done in
million?
the snow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was when
30 million.
Stoke. It was when Stoke won our last at half time, wasn't it? Only cleared the snow from half the pitch, and then their players slipped, I think, for the second goal in the snow. So
That happened, yeah.
Yeah, the blue line on the pitch, weren't it? Looked like cool.
Yeah, it was ace. Yeah, it was a weird day that. Keith.
I need to double check if it was an actual deadline day signing, but I'm fairly certain it was when we brought Jeffers back on loan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Who did he score against? He scored one goal, didn't he?
Fulham. FA Cup.
He scored against Fulham
Yeah.
twice, didn't he? Once in the cup. With both
Oh,
legs
did
in
he?
cup, so we drew with him at Goodison and then down at Loftus Road, yeah.
Replay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fox in the box. Good shout. Warren?
Again, like Keith,
Well,
I'm
let
not
me
sure if
put
this
it
was
there.
a deadline day signing or not, but was El Ghazi, was he deadline day?
He may as well have been.
Pointless, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was putting
He was getting off on deadline day.
I mean, yeah, I think we've done relatively okay with deadline day transfers in the past. I think there's like more of a hit ratio than a bad signing, but I'm pretty sure El Ghazi come late and it was one of them where we've got another body in, and it was a Raiola special, wasn't it? Mina Raiola special, that one.
I was going to say, was he not the one that Mashiri signed without telling anyone because his mate was trying to find a club for him?
Yeah,
I think so.
Listen, even if it was deadline day or not, terrible signing. We'll leave it at that.
A great fella, though. I think you'll all agree.
Yeah.
A good lad.
A very good lad.
A terrible footballer.
Ed?
I've gone with Eliakim Mangala.
Oof.
The general shitness, for one, just bad. Spares away is for another one. And also the fact that we had to wait up all night, didn't get confirmation, and then got confirmation the next morning. And all of that waiting for that, it has all the hype of a deadline day signing and all of the absolute terribleness of a complete Everton flop. So I think it's hard to beat that one. He was awful.
That is a pretty good shout. Yeah. Was that Allardyce again?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Yeah. This is my worry for this January, that like Dice does an Allardyce and just gets given like 50 million to waste. Could happen. Liam?
I'm going to go back a little bit to like a deadline date. Was when it used to be the one in March. For our younger listeners, they won't remember that there used to be transfer windows. I know you and I discussed it, Les, on a different pod, but when we brought Peter Beagley back on loan from Bradford City in 1998, that was just like an admission of total failure by Everton. It's like, we're going to loan a winger we sold 4 years ago from a club the league below us to get us out the shit. Just felt very Everton.
It was. Do you know what? It was very Howard Kendall that as well. Because he, as a manager, he always seemed to like to go with what he knows. Because I remember we signed Alan Harper back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know where he'd gone in between.
Was he at City with Reed? Nah, I think he had him at City as well.
Yes, so obviously he signed all the players for City, didn't he? Then he signed a couple back when he went back to Everton. God, yeah, Beagley. That's one of those ones where you'll show me a picture of him. I think he did, didn't you? In
Yeah, in the away kit as well. In the 1-1 away kit, it's like proper like, when did that happen?
Never happened. Yeah.
Do you remember when Moyes went to Sunderland and just signed loads of aging Everton players?
Yeah.
That was just proper got the band back together. That was how it turned his jam.
That was when Darren Gibson decided to drink a bottle of Jack Daniels and like do laps of the estate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Did Stephen Pienaar play for Sunderland, or am I making that up?
Did
Who
what?
did he say?
Pienaar.
Yeah, it was Pienaar.
Pienaar went there.
It was Pienaar, Vaughan.
Jack Rodwell.
Pienaar, Vaughan, and Achabi, Oviedo, Darren Gibson.
Rodwell there, was he?
Oh, and
Jack Rodwell as well.
wasn't there a left
Remember
back as well?
Jack Rodwell went
Rodwell, yeah,
there
of course, yeah, Rodwell.
on massive wages from City.
That's
Never
right.
really played, and then refused to leave when they got relegated.
Yeah. Oh God.
That was
yeah.
amazing. The documentary, wasn't it?
God, yeah.
He was just like, "Nah, you're paying me."
Yeah. What do you reckon he's doing now?
He's in Australia.
I've seen
He's
his
going
form.
to Gold in January.
Is he still playing?
Yeah, I think he's playing in the A-League, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Yeah.
57 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Shite him, didn't he?
And Achabi retired at 28, didn't he? I think he went to China. After he left Sunderland, he went to China. And then he had some kind of kick-off with where he wasn't getting paid. They didn't pay him what he was meant to. And I think that was like in around 2017. He offered to play for Everton for free. And we said no. And he just retired at like 28. Never played again.
Oh.
Shame.
So
Yeah.
happy days. What a blue he is, just fucking everything off. If Everton won't give him a game. Loyalty, that, isn't it?
I tell you what, I'd love him up front now.
Vic.
He's like infinitely better than anything we've got at the minute on a Chaby.
I tongue in cheek put a tweet up last month when it was the anniversary of the Nuremberg game, wasn't it? Or one of the European games where we had that run, didn't he, in the UEFA Cup where he just seemed to score every game. And I tongue in cheek put a tweet up going, best striker we've had other than the Yak and Lukaku. And I got a few people message me going, what are you on about? He was shit and all this. But do you know, at times when you played him in the right position, he did all right, Victor. He was all right. He just, I mean, he's better. I mean, I'd rather have him on that. I know. Do you remember there was a spell Moyes put him on the right hand side all the time, and we're all going, he's not a winger. He's not a winger. I'd have him on the wing today. I'd have him on that wing instead of a certain loanee signing we've got at the minute.
Who was it?
Which
he scored against? When was it he scored? And that fella, he just bounced some fella off him and went and scored.
That was
away.
That was Nuremberg. That was Nuremberg, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
So he just flicked some fella onto the floor.
He won the penalty, didn't he, as well? He got hauled down. He
Yeah,
won the pen.
that's right, yeah.
He's
scored
also
an
responsible for
Alkmaar as
possibly
well.
the funniest tweet footballers ever put out. Can you tweet something like tough result to take, but we go again? This is incredible.
You would absolutely sack your PA for that. Says it right for having a PA, to be honest. So
Did he score at Metalist Kharkiv as well?
He did,
Yeah, he did, yeah.
It was him and
But it's bad, didn't he?
McFadden, was it?
Him and McFadden.
Yeah.
Lescott got one as well, didn't he? Because we were like, I think we had 2-1 down at one point, didn't we?
That's
And
right,
then
yeah.
we won 3-2.
Shit myself most of that game.
Good Everton
Jordan
side, that.
Lescott.
yeah,
Did Lescott go to Sunderland as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He's just genuinely got the band back together. Like everyone.
Remember Lescott's tweet when he was at Villa and they'd just been given 6 off somebody and he just tweeted a picture of his car.
Yeah.
and then blamed the phone being in his text. Oh, I didn't tweet that. You know?
That's amazing.
Just no context, Lamborghini.
Dales, who's your worst deadline day signing?
This is going to be quite harsh because he never actually kicked the ball for us. But Anthony Gardner. Next question.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about him?
That's a hell of a shout. Sam?
Well, mine was going to be Franny Jeffers Mark II, but since that's been taken, I'll go for the kind of banter option of Andy van der Merwe. I think he was a deadline day.
Late in the window,
And, you know, there was a certain level of enjoyment and narrative that came with him, but yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it?
We'll always have that cross for the Dan Gosling derby, won't we?
Oh,
And we'll always have him getting his dog nicked as well, which was objectively quite funny.
He blocked me on Twitter, him. Yeah, he blocked me on Twitter after we got knocked out the cup by Wigan under Moyes. He said something like, just another day again. I went, are you hungover, are you? And he just tweeted me back and went, I shit myself when I saw your picture, you ugly fucker, then blocked me.
Right, if you have a look in, if you can be asked, have a look into the Blue Room archives. I did an interview with him for us, and he was quite clearly bladdered when he's talking to me on the phone, and slating people off at the club and everything. I had to take half it out of there because obviously it was on the radio first, and then I think I lost the original where he's proper slating everyone at the club, like Moyes saying he's a cunt and all this sort of thing. And he was absolutely shit faced when he was on the phone. I thought, but you know what? Fair play that he was actually able to answer it. Like,
I was going to say then, if you sign up for the Patreon, maybe you'll get the full director's cut of that interview.
I think it's there, it's somewhere.
Doesn't he do a podcast type thing now? And he spends loads of time slating Everton.
I've seen a few clips of him, like just
he was telling Dan Schumann off the time for us, wasn't he?
At one point as well. Vividly remember him just driving around in a car with someone.
With Lukaku, wasn't he, in the car?
Lukaku, yeah.
Was he? Yeah.
Driving around, slating out.
Yeah. He told Trent not to come as well, didn't he? He texted like Royston Drenthe basically saying, don't go to Liverpool because there's loads of drugs and loads of girls and loads of Bacardi. And then Royston Drenthe was like, at the shirts.
Another deadline day piss.
Full circle.
We're making a real habit of them.
Sorry, Sam, go ahead.
No, just say we really made a habit of deadline day piss cans that, just couldn't hold their lives together.
On that note, Royston Drenthe is my pick.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Just to round it off nicely, yeah. Royston Drenthe. And the main reason for that, I know he scored, was it Fulham he scored the belter of a goal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, other than that, the worst part of him signing for us was that semi-final against Liverpool, where he was late for the coach. And I'm convinced if he would have played that day, because I actually think he had talent. Right. I'm convinced if he would have played that day, we would have beaten him.
I maintain if we played him off his chops, we'd have won that game.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I don't know if you've heard the story about that when he turned up late and he said his car had broken down. Basically, he said that he was having to get a taxi to the coach to get there on time. He said his car had broken down, and they'd let him on the coach on that basis. But he had like a really bright Porsche, and what he'd done is he'd parked it round the corner. And when the coaches turned the corner, they saw his Porsche, so they knew he was lying about like his car breaking down because it was parked like next to Goodison. So Moyes just told him to get off the coach, and that was it.
Right, mate. You think I was made up when we got him because you think of his talent when he first got on Real Madrid. He was fantastic when he was playing left back for them, and then just hit the beat.
Matt, just in time for our worst deadline day signing. We've been on half an hour and we're up to February, so this could be a long one.
Christ. Well, I had days there before Cenk Tosun. If that is actually a deadline day signing, I can't see past that. The big fash bastard.
Right, on to
Next
March
question.
then. On to March. And Stephen asked this: if you had to replace your head with that of an animal, what animal would you choose? And that one's for Ed.
Yeah, thanks very much for this. I've spent all afternoon thinking about it.
Thank ChatGPT for doing the random order of this. It's a great resource.
When I go back to the office in January and someone says, how did you spend your Christmas? I'm going to have to explain. I spent an entire afternoon deciding what animal's head I wanted on my body. I've gone for the owl. I think that would be a good one. Yeah, be able to see all degrees. I reckon it'll work well when I'm playing footy. You know, they always say before you get the ball, have a look around, look at your surroundings. I'll be able to go see everything.
I would actually love to see that as well.
I think it would work.
Any particular type of owl? Or we're going a bit too deep.
A big one, I think.
But yeah, well, yeah, you wouldn't want to tiny little owl head, would you?
I haven't got a clue.
In March as well, by the way, Everton got a points deduction reduction. That was when that was. That feels like it was about 5 years ago.
A point
Shagger Silk that they employed.
Shagger Silk, what a fella.
God, was that March? God.
Yeah.
Was he? Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I remember
Ages
people
ago.
wanting to put him on a banner because he'd got 2 points taken off. And then
Yeah.
Leicester got the same sort of thing this summer and basically just laughed at the Premier League and said, no, we're not having any. And
Yeah.
the Premier League sort of went, oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
I really enjoyed that Shagger Silk just walking around Goodison and waiting for people to recognise him so that he can have photos with them.
Like in
I mean,
goals.
Really built it.
There's a lot of weird times in Everton, but that was a very, very weird time, wasn't it? That whole Shagger Silk discourse.
Truly a dystopian institution.
It really is. Keith, you're up next, and this was quite serendipitous that I picked you because this is your question, I think. Build your favourite sandwich. This was Mike's question.
Excellent. I'm going to go with a breakfast butty here, and it is a 2 slices of toasted sourdough with bacon, sausage, and black pudding, bit of brown sauce, crack of black pepper, also known as the glory of the pig.
It's
just
said it before I knew the name of it, to be honest.
It's yeah. I mean, it's magnificent. You won't get a better breakfast butty than that.
No, that is class. As a slight aside, we got a crimpet for Christmas.
Is it any good?
I've just had a breakfast wrap with a crimpet. It's not bad, you know.
Is it?
It might work better if you toast the tortilla just after it because it doesn't quite stick right. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I'd give it 7 out of 10.
Does it cook the whatever you put in it, or does it just crimp it and then you have to
just crimps it, but then you can like stick it in the oven to bake it. But
right.
Yeah, decent, good JML stuff. That.
See, there's a technological advance there you can make where it's one that crimps and cooks.
Yeah, that's the next one, isn't it? Yeah,
that's the next step. Evolution of butties.
On to April, and that was the month of that 3-game winning streak at home. Incredible scenes. Stuart asked, and this one's to you, Sam. If you could live in anyone's head for an hour, who would you choose and why?
I find it very hard to see past Jordan Pickford. I just think it'd be just thumping trance and being distracted by shiny things. I think we'd all be so much happier if we were Jordan Pickford.
Just be more Pickford. That's a good life lesson, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Just don't be too concerned and just enjoy the ride. He enjoys every second, that lad.
Oh, well, look at that penalty on yesterday. You know, a lot of people in that position, they're all heads up and tense. He just stood there pulling faces.
Oh, it looked like he was doing a hacker, didn't he? The Macam hacker.
But it wasn't
like he finished school.
What's that?
I said, do you reckon he finished school? I don't reckon he got past year 10.
No, he was in the Sunderland Academy at 12.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I on yesterday as well. I have tweeted about this, but I feel like it needs bringing to a wider audience. At the end of the game, he went over to the away end, and there's a kid holding up one of them banners that Pickford, can I have your shirt, please? Pickford looks him dead in the eyes and then gives the shirt to someone else.
Boss.
Probably shit out behaviour.
My favourite bastard by a considerable distance.
No, I admire that.
This was a period on Mailbag.
Begging signs.
This was a period on Mailbag as well, Les, during this time, because I remember being on every other show, and the answer to every question was Jordan Pickford.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a full circle again, yeah.
Should we rename it Jordan Pickford's Mailbag?
Sure, I'm happy with that.
Special with that. Yeah.
Sponsored by the Denby Castle, obviously.
Yeah. Got any merch there, Keith?
I'm wearing the official Denby Castle cricket team T-shirt.
It's a nice T-shirt, that.
So,
yeah,
I wasn't set up, was it?
I would actually try and play cricket to have a T-shirt like that, and I hate cricket, but the T-shirt's good.
We had a lovely day playing cricket for the.
That was in Birkenhead, wasn't it? Birkenhead Park.
Yeah, we got beaten the first game, but we had a great day.
Yeah,
Can I just say that, Keith? I love that you said official, as if there's some like DH Gate Denby Castle ticket.
Knock
There is
off
this-
Denby merch.
Michelle Jargon's at the pen factory. April again, Maggie asked, and this one's for Warren, what's the worst comeback you've ever seen? Both Everton and non-Everton may apply.
Well, it's kind of linked to the first couple of answers we've had, because a lot of the signings we've made who have come back to us have not really worked out well, have they? So I'm thinking Jeffers, I'm thinking Thomas Gravison. Am I right in saying, did Manny Fernandez come back as well for the second spell? And it didn't quite work out. You know, there's not been many where they've come back. Pienaar, Duncan, the exceptions, but there's not been many who've made a comeback. And non-Everton, I think any TV show really from the 90s, bar Gladiators. I was so disappointed with the reboot of Crystal Maze. Thought it was dreadful compared to the original.
Yeah.
And then I'm anticipating Bullseye to be the same. I want it to be good, but I don't think it will be.
It's already been shite.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Was it-
the
do you know what?
Bring that back already.
Yeah,
Dave Spikey did it, didn't he?
Flintoff.
Dave Spikey was the host, wasn't he?
Dave Spikey did it on Challenge, yeah. And yeah, I think, I was just looking then at some TV shows that have made comebacks. Saved by the Bell. That the second lot of that was dreadful. Just forget it. Just pack up and go home, lads. Once you got rid of that theme tune, and once Big AC Slater and Zach Morris have gone, and what's her name? My favourite. What's her name?
Kelly Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski. Yeah, when they're gone, forget about it.
Lad's dreaming, wasn't he? Wasn't she? She. She was amazing. Like Kimberly off the Power Rangers.
The reverse of this question is, what's the best comeback you've ever seen? And it's got to be Mo Salah's hairline.
Not as good as Andros Townsend. Not as good as Andros Townsend.
Yeah.
Shout out for Rob Holden as well.
Oh God, yeah, what a shout. Yeah.
Can we discuss Cenk Tosun's like in and out hairline, where it was like he'd be in training and he'd have a full head of hair, but then he'd have a shower and then it'd be nothing left, and then like you could see it going throughout the game as well.
He just had an incredible halo of hair, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was
it would wash off mid-game.
Yeah.
It's
I think that was deliberate, like ambassadorial, because he was Turkish, to get like people to go to Turkey to go, look, it's only temporary, but look at the miracles that we can have for you over in my home country. Speak over.
Yeah. But he was the perfect walking advertisement for it, wasn't he? And I never understood why he didn't get. You know, maybe they were all bidding. Maybe he was trying to get them to bid off each other. You know, to try and get the best deal on which dodgy hair transplant place in Turkey everyone should go to. Whatever he ended up, I would like to know, so I don't have to wear a hat next year.
What was that German thing? The advert you'd always seen from the German stuff for hair. What was it called?
Alderson.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, is that hair stuff? I was looking at that the other day.
Caffeine shampoo, yeah.
Is this you asking if it works, Dave?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, right?
An idea, like, do you know what I mean?
My mum has been buying me that every Christmas for about the past 15 years. It's like,
that's why your hair's immaculate.
For that.
That's why there's not a hint of grey.
That's what it must be.
But it's shampoo with caffeine.
I need to touch up the beard, not the hair.
There was someone I was talking to the other day who got from a not particularly close family member Paul McKenna's for Christmas. Paul McKenna's How to Break Your Negative Relationship with Eating. or how to stop emotional eating. Something like it wasn't a compliment.
I misheard that as how to break your like bad relationship with ET.
I thought
is this for, like, specifically designed at people that were traumatized by the wee alien?
Right, moving on to May. And Ed, this is your question, but it's one for everybody. You've been tasked with changing the walkout tune from Zcars to something new. However, you can only pick a song that was in the UK top 10 on your 10th birthday. What are you picking? Mine is Mel and Kim, Respectable. Which I think that'd be all right. That tay bit. That's the coming out into that. Dave?
Come back to me because I thought that was my initial question, but I forgot it was you had to be 10 years old.
Oh, okay. Keith?
Yeah.
Right, hang on. I'm in the top 10 singles chart now because I completely forgot to.
We're all vigorously Googling as we speak, aren't we? Because I know I am.
97 songs.
So
Did
number
earlier.
one was
I've got
Unchained Melody / White Cliffs of Dover by Robson and Jerome.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck off. Number two is the winner.
Fuck off.
Straight away. Common People by Pulp.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yes.
There you go. You
We've
can have
also
number
got
two
the
then.
choice of Scatman John. That's about it, really.
I don't know. The toffee's running out to Scatman John.
Imagine
Wouldn't
Jordan
mind.
Pickford coming out to Scatman John. I think that's perfect.
Yeah. I'm
Warren, have you
sticking with
Googled it
Common
yet?
People.
Yeah. Sound.
Do you know what? I don't think my top 10's beating Keith's. I've got a Robson and Jerome number 1 on mine. But do you know what? I've not got really. I mean, I've got Hillbilly Rock by the Woolpackers off Emmerdale. That's number 7. But outside of that, I'm devastated it's not in the top 10. I could have had Insomnia by Faithless, but it was 12 that week.
Oh,
So I'm gutted because that would have been the one. Do you know what I mean? So
What was number one then?
in honor of number 1 was What Becomes of the Broken Hearted, Robson and Jerome. So it must have been similar time.
To be fair,
But I'll have to go with. Oh God, what will I have to go with here? Unbreak My Heart, Tony Braxton. There we go.
solid choice.
I've got my belt now, lads.
Go ahead, Dave.
Sunshine by Daddy OG.
Nice.
Look at that. You were 10. Oh, wow. Sorry, that reminds me.
I was born in 87, so 97. That got to number 2. Number 2 in 97.
That was pure late 90s vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that, mate. Yeah.
Sam?
I've got my own. Oh, sorry, I've lost the screen. Hang on. What was
97. Last.
Oh, yeah, here I am. Yeah, I think by miles, mine is against the competition. It's I've Got a Little Something for You by Eminem.
Oh, the 90s.
God, yeah.
What a time. What a time.
Yeah.
Hey, we can put out one of we can go all Rob Vera here and put out a compilation playlist of these.
Good point. Yeah.
Now that's what I call shite.
Here's what you do. Here's what you do, right, Les? And you, Matt, and Dave can get onto this. Spotify now, everyone's best song from the 10th birthday in the top 10, Denby Disco, after the match, end of the season. There you go.
Yes.
Been loving his ideas lately, haven't you, Warren?
And I'm coming to him soon on this one. So
you've been loving your ideas lately, haven't you, mate? You've been loving it.
Yeah, I've been loving them, mate.
Paul, what's yours?
Well, there is one clear winner, but I'm gonna reel off a number. It was, to tell you what, quite the week of like music. So in third place was Pure Shores, All Saints.
Oh yeah,
Banger.
In 8, Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Yeah.
But the winner, clear, an obvious one, on the title alone, Mama Told Me Not to Come by Tom Jones and Stereophonics. But an honourable mention for what was 10th in the top 10. It was a song called Satisfy You by Puff Daddy and R. Kelly.
Oh boy.
Oh,
not read anymore. Liam.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But to kind of continue the theme that Paul's just got on there, one of the songs that was in the top
You don't
10
want to drop
when
the
I was
scope there,
10
do you?
was a song called Horny by Mark Morrison. And I listened to a bit of it before. And if we put that on in any stadium, we're all getting arrested because it's very suspect lyrically. To Become One was number 1, but I can't because of Sporty Spice, I can't put it. So I've put some thought into this. Don't Cry For Me, Argentina was number 10, and it will depress the away fans as much as we'll feel depressed at the end of the game. So it's like a bit of a psychological gambit. We'll put that in.
I like that. Pure warfare, that. I'm into it.
You know, to Become One, right? Didn't like, I only found out recently. By recently,
it's about shagging, Dave.
It's about shagging. I had no idea about that, mate. No idea.
Yeah.
And with Baby Spice in it, I was like, I'm into this now.
Well, right, Dave, basically, little game for you now. Go back to any
About
80s
condoms,
song.
basically.
Go back to any 80s song, right? Replace dance with fuck. Changes the whole meaning of every song, honestly.
Really?
Madonna, she's a dirty cow when you listen back to her. Like, my God, the amount she talked about dancing, she didn't mean dancing at all.
He was actually number 1 with American Pie the week of my birthday as well. She was everywhere.
There you go. Title of today's podcast. She's a dirty
He doesn't
cow.
give a dance.
I'm just laughing. I'm laughing. It's about shagging, Dave.
I know. No idea about that, mate. No idea about that.
Brilliant.
Pete?
Kind of going back to the earlier theme, my number 2 in the charts on my birthday was Earth Song by Michael Jackson. So I feel,
Yeah, moving on.
I feel like there's a you know the bit where he's sort of holding on to the trees and he's like screaming in agony, that little bit. I feel like that's all of us. That was me against Bournemouth when 11 minutes of injury time went up. So yeah, I've also got
that was the groundsman trying to get the pitch ready for the derby.
Yeah, but I've got Wonderwall in there with 2 Man City, isn't it? I've got Sandstorm by Cass, which is a belter of a song, and George Michael, Jesus to a Child. But yeah, I think Earth Song, Michael Jackson wins it.
Fair enough. Matt?
I've got a pretty good lineup here. Entering the charts, entering the top 10 on my birthday in 2001 was Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of by U2. That seems quite appropriate right now. Whole Again by Atomic Kitten. Always a rammer.
Steve, Les loves that song.
Oh, Dave, come on. You need to be quick there.
But the absolute Mac Daddy.
I've got to play it.
The absolute Mac Daddy, it was only in the top 10 for that week. Chase the Sun by Planet Funk.
Oh, there you go.
Have you got it, Dave, before we move on?
Yeah, just one sec.
I think it should be this one,
broadcasting this.
What's wrong with these fucking phones? I've disappointed now, haven't I? I've been playing about
Dave,
18
this
times
was
today.
This was your big moment.
This was your.
I know.
You've been thinking of 2 become 1 too much for the last few minutes.
And if you
Anyone
think
listening,
about the
Dave,
lyrics,
off camera for the time then.
if you think about the lyrics to Whole Again, it's about shagging.
Literally the voice of an angle. Where are we? Foxy asked this one. Liam, coming back to you now. What's your favourite Everton sliding doors moment? Recent one for Foxy was sell Gordon in the summer of 2022, 6 months earlier. Don't face PRS charges or 10-point penalty, and arguably interest from better quality investors. Look at that, just a distant memory now. All that better quality investors, isn't it? So, wow. What a year it's been. What's your sliding doors moment, though?
I'm going to go for a positive one. Let's say positive. It's in the past 30 years, so it hasn't ended up as winning anything. But when Moyes got the job, it was genuinely between him and Gary Megson. And like Megson was really close to getting it. And just imagine what Gary Megson's Everton would have been like. So I know there were moments where I've bemoaned Moyes elsewhere, didn't like the way he left and stuff. But let's be honest, would you take in those 11 years under Moyes compared to what you would have got under Megson? I'd have to say yes, personally.
Yeah, so at the time, he was West Brom manager. He then did a year at Forest, a couple of months at Leicester,
He was a Bolton, wasn't he?
2 years, a year at Chef Wed, and then in 2017, he did nothing for 5 years. Then was caretaker boss for a couple of months at West Brom.
Yeah, because Pulis brought him back as assistant. I remember the reason I remember this was Pulis said we had a chat and we have similar ideas on football. I was like, oh, that's
a grim duo, that isn't it?
That's not a good sense.
We would literally no longer be a club, would we?
No. And he'd have had a fight. He would have had a fight with everyone on the way out as well, because he's like that, isn't he? Just like kicks off with everyone about everything.
Do you know what? It was a strange thing there was a lot of strange things from Ken Wright, but to pick him, I know he was a former Everton player. He was there for like 2 years in the late 70s. Mm-hmm. But he's just not one you think of as like a player to go back to. Because he didn't even have like a good managerial career. Dead weird. Really odd.
I think it was because West Brom were doing well, and I do think part of the reason went for Moyes as well was I think in retrospect, they probably thought there's a real chance of us going down here. So do we get someone who could get us back up?
Yeah.
That might have been part of the thinking.
Yeah.
Also, we only win trophies with ex-players in charge.
True.
What a depressing stat that is. Just thinking like, 15, 20 years time when we got some of this current Everton team managing us, it's going to be great.
But it's another reason to give Leighton Baines the job, isn't it?
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for someone to say that. Big dunk assistant manager.
Lee Carsley.
Make it
Lee
happen.
Carsley, yeah.
Not bad.
Right, we're into June. And Maggie asked this, and this one's to you, Matt. If you could reintroduce one wild animal to the UK, what would it be, and where would you release it?
Well, we're gonna cheat on this question because it's not the UK; it's actually Ireland. But I'm reintroducing it to these islands, and it's got to be the Irish elk because it was 2 meters tall at the shoulder, and it had 3.5 meter antlers.
Jesus!
Imagine setting one of them loose down the Anfield Road before a shite match. Just slap it on the arse and let it run. And it plows through them like that fella from The Hobbit.
The police would shoot it.
I don't think they could get through its hide. Honestly.
I'm not making that up. The police did shoot like a reindeer in Liverpool, didn't they? Or something. Wasn't it? Didn't.
It wasn't a reindeer.
The police shot a reindeer.
What was it?
It was a deer.
Deer, yeah. They did, didn't they?
When?
It wasn't a reindeer. They've not been out taking pot shots.
Oh,
since,
yeah.
you know.
Christmas Eve and Matrix are out slotting Donner and Blitzen.
There you go. Rare
yeah,
white
it
deer
was.
shot dead on Bootle Street by police. Fucking Bootle.
Obviously.
What are you slating Bootle for?
Was it on his way to George Jerry's?
Saying fucking Bootle.
Probably escaped out the back of George Jerry's, didn't it, Dave?
Probably still eating it now.
Where's
Do you know
your
what, though?
document?
If we were going to bring an animal back just to set loose on Anfield Road, I'd rather it like a T-Rex or a pack of raptors. You know, if we could bring any animal back, the dinosaurs count.
This Irish elk sounds pretty pokey, like. They could do
I-
something.
Yeah, I'm starting to research this Irish
Pack
elk
of
business
raptors,
now.
they could do some serious damage.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen it's quite an appropriate question because the Chester Zoo have made an announcement in the last hour saying they've got some exciting news. We're celebrating the birth of a baby. I've no idea what this animal is, so someone's going to have to Google it. Cockerel sifaka. One of the world's rarest primates. So I have no idea what that is.
Didn't he play for
This
Sam
is how
Allardyce?
Planet of the Apes.
Can you play left back?
Can someone Google it? Cockerel sifaka. It's called.
How do you spell it?
AKA SIF, AKA, and cockerel, COQUEREL.
This is tremendous radio for anyone.
It is. While we're looking up this, we'll come back to this.
That was last year.
In June, Gary asked, and this one's for you, Dave. Who would be the best and worst pairing of current / alumni Everton players in a 3-legged race like school sports days?
So for the best duo, I've gone for Theo Walcott and Mark Pembridge. Because I think Mark Pembridge for what he lacked in pace can be made up for by Theo Walcott there. Both wingers as well, both provided world class assistant football for us. And the worst, I've gone for Aaron Lennon and Beto because I think Beto would have to carry him when he's running with him. Do you know what I mean?
100%
Did
pay
anyone
to see
ever
that.
do that on Sports Day, by the way?
What's that?
Did anyone actually do that event on Sports Day?
No, I did the sack race once and won, which was
The
great.
sack race.
Big achievement in infant school that was made up.
Yeah.
Still dining out on it, clearly.
Yeah.
Has anyone got this animal, by the way?
Warren, you were looking at it, weren't you?
I give up looking for it. No, I give up. I typed in everything there. It's not happening.
Right,
Delete
and
that.
that quickly
You've started putting screens on this and everything, haven't you? Pick it up.
we're into July. Warren, this one's for you. Chris asked, if you had to choose one celebrity Everton supporter to take a penalty for your life, they score, you live, they miss, you die, who would you choose?
Well, before I answer this, naturally, when you messaged me today and said this was my question, naturally I had to go online and Google celebrity Everton fans, and what a list there is. We've got some absolutely brilliant names there.
Is it the top of your list?
Tell you, wouldn't let take that. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tell you, I wouldn't let Jennifer Ellison anywhere near it because I'm dead otherwise, and I wouldn't let Dame Judi Dench either and Dolph Lundgren. They're not going anywhere near it. But I would go for, I think, if it was genuine, like I'm going to die, I think there's one person who will care the most and really ensure that they scored. And I think Liam will back me up with this one. It's the big man, Andy Burnham. I'd let him take it all day long.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Andy. He definitely would.
Yeah, if anyone's not listened to the Good Times podcast with Andy Burnham on it, I recommend you do so, and listen to the like standalone interview, where my favourite bit was when he misaged you both by 10 years, which was nice.
Yeah, he was like that was apparently something to do with my hair. It was quite white on the camera that day because it was quite a light room. So Kev said I looked like Luke Carpenter, which I didn't appreciate, but hey ho.
You did handle it very well, though. You were very diplomatic.
You've got to be having, you know, someone's took the time to come on. You can't like insult them, can you? Or like going out. So how old are you? Just got to be polite.
July again. Stuart asked, "What's your earliest memory of Goodison Park?" And Keith, this is yours. What yours?
So my earliest memory is actually my first game, and it was Gary Lineker's first game back in England after signing for Spurs when he came back from Barcelona. Everton won 3-0. Tony Cottee scored hat-trick. And my first memory is the big fat lad that I was sat next to who slept through the first half and was absolutely stinking of ciggies and vodka. And like, little did I know that one day that would become me at Goodison. But my first memory is the visceral smell of this human being I was placed next to.
It's quite an apt introduction to what would have become of all of us at Goodison Park.
It was atrocious.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good things to be said about like legislations that have been brought in, but the ban on smoking at football is up there with the best of them.
I do kind of miss the smell of cigar smoke. I never ever saw anyone smoking a cigar at the game, but always remember the smell of cigar smoke in the 80s. Weird.
If you want a whiff of it, just go down the bogs at half time and like
that's true.
It's like you can't see in there like 2 yards.
It's worse than ways though, isn't it? Like when you go to the way, the bogs are like crazy.
Yeah.
I remember being at Chelsea.
My plan for the end of Goodison, like last game, the Southampton game, my one thing that I want to steal from the ground is the no smoking or vaping in the toilets sign in the lower Bullens, because I'm going to steal it and I'm going to stick it in our bathroom and it's going to drive her mental.
The problem with when the smoking ban came in was it was just before the penalties at Wembley against United. And that was just absolutely not the time not to have access to a cigarette.
The one downside to the smoking ban in pubs, certainly, is the number of farts you can smell now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you never used to get that when people were... When people were tabbing away in a pub, you could not smell a single arse. Now, horrific. There was one where we were watching the... we were in the pub. I think it was post-match, and the Reds were on the telly at like the evening kickoff, and there was a group of them in the corner, and they were absolutely stinking.
Not surprising, though, is it?
Is anyone going in a booze now that's still got a carpet?
Oh, you don't get those. You don't get those these days. The carpet where like you can feel yourself lifting off it like Velcro. As you move
always that intricate pattern as well.
Yeah. Like 1950s.
You can't get that these days because of woke.
It is because of woke. Yeah.
Yeah.
The woke mind virus. That's what it is.
Got
August.
to be Lino these days.
Les, before we move on to August,
Oh.
I have a picture of a skeleton of an Irish elk.
Ooh.
Oh,
So,
do you want to
so
send?
I,
Can you put it in the group and I'll share it on the screen?
screen sharing? Oh, I can share a screen on here.
Oh, can you go ahead then? You take control, lad.
You watch this. You look at this elk.
Please don't pick the wrong screen.
Don't share the wrong screen.
What's this talk? It's sharing stuff on
What
the
do you
screen.
think
yeah,
you're
yeah.
looking at on
There
the
we go.
internet?
Didn't know this was doable.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Look at the
Oh.
size
If
of
you-
that bastard.
That's a big
Incredible.
old fella, that.
Hang your
Yeah.
clothes on that.
Matt, how did you stumble across this?
I think I saw one in Dublin. I'm just also quite aware of the extinct flora and fauna of these isles.
Fair enough.
Do you reckon
There
we
you
could
go.
all nick one and put it in like the crate in the cages in the main stand to go with the bird? Do you like with the skeleton of the bird, like up in the main stand? Just get the Mailbag Royal Rumble, just taking in a few bits at a time, just fitting it in, see if you notice.
Hey, tell you what, that's a good legacy for Goodison, isn't it? Rather than these like council houses and the row of shops that will be abandoned within a year, why not turn Goodison into like a natural history museum?
Yeah.
But it's just a history of pure misery.
Yeah, so in London they've got the Museum of Neoliberalism. Yeah, just have the Museum of Misery on the former
Yes.
site of Goodison Park.
Into
The
it.
ginger steward stuffed.
Hey,
Hold the spear.
he will still be asking if anyone wants any Villarreal tickets in 20 years' time at Bramley Moore. I can't wait.
The Tomb of the Golden Goal seller. Don't be a cop, I'd be a winner. You're the one who used to sit outside the
Oh,
house.
yes. What a shout. Right, we're into August. Two big announcements this month. Oasis reform and Mope leaves Everton. So 2 questions related to these. The first one, and this is for everyone, so I'll go around again. This was from you, Liam. What's everyone's favourite Oasis song, Dave?
Champagne Supernova.
Okay, Keith?
I think it's Half the World Away, just because of the royal family memories
family.
it evokes. As soon as you hear those opening bars and you think of the royal family, I think it's got to be that.
Yeah, good shout. Warren?
I was on the show when this was asked, and I said the exact same thing as what Keith's just said. Half the World Away. However, I am a fan of Acquiesce. I think that's a good song as well.
Acquiesce is a belter. If anyone's going to see them on the reunion tour, they got to do Acquiesce. Sure, they've got to do Acquiesce. Liam Gallagher will sing the wrong words to it because every
going?
time they do it live, he sings the wrong words all the time.
Who's got tickets?
Jay got 4.
I've got the first night in Manchester.
We've got the Wednesday night in Manchester. See, that's the thing. Get in early because I do not think they're going to make the end of that tour. No chance. Sam?
Another vote for Half the World's Away, like musically as well as Royal Family. I think it's a banger.
It is a lovely song, and Liam did it really well, surprisingly, in the
Thank you.
the Definitely Maybe tour. So he
You
did
say that,
one with his
Ali and me, you mean?
Yeah, he can do it right now if he wants.
I can't sing.
Paul, what's yours?
I'm going to go with Warren and say Acquiesce, but if you want a different one, Slide Away.
Yeah, Slide Away. What a tune. Liam?
Yeah, I said it because it was my Mailbag debut. I just went for Columbia because it still sounds brand new when you listen to it today. Just unbelievable. 6 minutes of brilliance. What a song.
I cannot argue with a single word of that. Amazing. Ed?
It's Little by Little for me, I think.
Oh, decent shout. Interesting.
Good shout. Yeah.
Pete?
Slide Away. Got to agree with Paul there. Live Forever as well. Live Forever, hell of a tune. Favourite cover by them will be I Am the Walrus when he did it with the bootleg Beatles, and there's like a live version of it. Love that.
Yeah, that is a belter, actually. That is a really good cover because it sounds different to the original. Which, being Oasis covering the Beatles, you wouldn't think it would be, but it does. Matt?
I'm going for Diggsy's Dinner because it's just a silly song about going to someone's house for lasagna.
Yeah.
But it just sounds great.
Have you ever heard what Diggsy said about that? They asked him about it, and he said it's not me. Don't eat anything you can't spell. That's what he said about lasagna. So
Do you know what? It's not wrong though. I don't think I've ever spelt it right first time. I don't know if it's an E or an A on the end.
And
No,
just at this point, got to give a shout out to Kevin
cigarettes.
Lasagna, the best named footballer on the planet.
boss, it's like a Bob Mortimer name, that isn't it?
Kevin Lasagna.
J.K.
Yeah.
Rowling writing an Italian character. That.
Here's a fun fact as well. With cigarettes and alcohol. So cigarettes and alcohol is exactly the same. It's the exact same chord progression as married with children. Only married with children is slower. So if you learn one of them, you've got both.
Nice.
Oh, that's a belter song as well, Married with Children.
It is. Yeah. So Peter Diggsy, I had to look this up, and I thought he was a Scouting musician, and he was lead singer for Cook the Bucks 80s band. And he went on to front Small. Wow, I like this. This is like a Pokemon transition for band names. He went on to front Small and then Smaller. Yeah, but I remember reading that years ago. Anyway, we are still in August, and this one's for you, Sam. Chris asked, alternative Gaffers Day. What grueling, torturous events should players be put through?
Okay, so I reckon everyone gets dumped at that big Starbucks in Ormskirk with a £5 in the pocket and no phone. And the first one to make it to Finch Farm is the winner. And for every hour behind the rest star, they have to do 10 extra laps in training.
Wow.
I just think it's good. It's it's speed of thought, initiative, endurance. Just it's the whole package. I don't know why I chose that Ormskirk Starbucks. I think because it just seemed like sufficiently far away and sufficiently sort of remote, but you could potentially hitch from there.
I feel like we'd have to postpone our first game of the season because half the squad's lost.
Yeah.
September. Oh, look at that. I've forgot the ticker. There you go. So the last question was, what's everyone's favourite Oasis song? This question was, oh no. What EFC? Oh, I've missed one. Fuck's sake. Hot topic this month. This is on the subject of Neil Mopay. What EFC player were you glad to see?
It's just across the screen.
What was that?
That was like Optimus Prime.
No, so we can only hear it because Keith stopped smoking. Definitely something in smoking.
What's the question, Les?
What EFC player were you glad to see the back of?
No.
I said I was on this show as well at the time, and I said Kevin Morales because I couldn't stand him. Just could not stand the Belgian Beagley.
You know what? Even after all, I did like the Buckeye Belgian.
No, I said as well.
I reckon Dave's going to agree with me on mine.
Don't say his name. Don't spoil it again.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't mention the defence.
Howard. Tim.
They want him off the telly now as well. He's been doing something fucking. Who is it? Fucking Robbie Earl or some shite over there in the States. Fucking Robbie Musto.
Remember he said I wanted Liverpool to win the Champions League? He said he wanted Liverpool to win the Champions League, didn't he?
Yeah. No, the thing that got I'll leave it.
Look, Dave's been quite genial.
The amount of saves he said he got against, was it Portugal? The amount of saves.
Dave, stop.
Belgium. They twatted it right at his face 14 times in a row.
Yeah. No, everyone's got to stop. Everyone's got to stop. Everyone's got to stop it now. Everyone's got to stop. We need the next answer from someone else.
I think everyone's answer needs to be Tim Howard, to be honest. Keith, who are you going with?
Yannick Bolasie.
Oh, God, yeah.
The worst signing in Everton's history. We signed him off the back of him having 4 good games a season, 2 against the shite and 2 against us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolute garbage.
And then he got an injury for the derby.
He is, Sam. Yeah,
he just looks like he's having quite a nice time, which, considering the amount he's been injured. I'm glad he's at least getting a little bit of a run.
No, I want
A
nothing
bit
but
of
misery for him.
flourish.
Nothing but misery.
I think
Remember he
my.
posted that video of it, like he posted a compilation
I was just
highlights video of
that's what I was
himself,
just about.
right? And at least 4 of them were over hit crosses.
It was. I remember Keith.
hated
I
him
remember when he was just
so deep and undying that I have never felt for another Everton player.
I remember when we signed him, and there was a video doing the rounds, and it was one of them. It wasn't by him, but it was someone who put a compilation up, and it was a game where he was at Anfield, and he did this thing where he sort of brushed the floor with his hands and then carried on dribbling. And whoever was like, whoever made the video was like, "Oh, super skills! You'd ever think of that?" And you quote tweeted it and just went, "He's fucking shite."
I said from the very start he was shite and everyone would hate him, and I was proved right yet again.
I got the most of you didn't know at the time. I started getting like a massive pile on against me because I said something like, "Oh, he's earned his money" or something like that, and I got a massive pile on because he quote tweeted me saying something about mental abuse. I was
remember that.
So there you go. As well as a shit footballer, he's a bully.
Mate, that's it. And I got ripped apart by people, and then he messaged me saying sorry.
Nothing but misery.
Yeah.
Sam,
he was 30 million as well, wasn't he? He was 30
I hope
million.
he stands on Lego every day for the rest of his life.
We're pulling no more at this thread. Sam, who's yours? Don't say Yannick Bolasie, please.
No. Do you know what? By the end, it was Ross Barkley. It was just like,
oh
get
God,
gone.
yeah.
It's been hanging over us for so long. Just piss off, go run down a blind alley somewhere else. You know,
go and get chinned in Sanchez Apito's London instead.
We'll always have his haircut at Swansea away. Whereas
when his mum did it.
Yeah.
Just says, to me, mum, give me number one, and she did.
His head looked like it glowed in the dark that game. It was mad.
Scored a belter free kick though.
Scored a belter, didn't he?
It was. He could have been great, but
when we thought we were going on to win the lot, happy days.
Yeah,
it's on its way.
It is sometime. Not for us though, Paul.
I mean, it's really difficult, isn't it? Like, it is really hard. Like, I'd say honourable mentions to Jean-Philippe Gbamin, Simon Davies, because always and forever, can't stand him. I'm gonna go with a different flavour here though. Very recently, Dele Alli. Thank Christ that's over.
Yeah,
really. Honestly, like I get it. Like support him, stick by him, like and get him back to full fitness. But then that's it. Like he was out of contract for months. And like Sean Dyche was still being asked about him in press conferences, just
crazy.
Oh, it's just mad. I'm just glad it's all over with. Thanks for Crystal Palace. On your way, lad. Ta-ra.
Like a fart in a spacesuit, you just could not get rid of him.
For months and months, I keep seeing him mentioned and have no idea he was still technically playing for us.
Do you remember when everyone wanted dreadlocks in the hair though?
Haven't we done this before with players where we've just helped them train? They just trained with us for a bit.
Andy van der Meijden.
Jose Baxter.
Jose Baxter, we give him like a
he was like coach under 16.
He was jobs for the boys, lads. Jobs for the boys.
Like absolutely no reason whatsoever. Yeah, just go and like stick some cones out for the kids, lad.
I mean, we could have given him a job in like invoicing and whatever, and it would have it would have helped him out a bit, wouldn't it?
Stick him in Everton too, as like in the stock room.
Yeah,
just
a nice little job, tide him over.
Yeah. Look after the lad. That's all right.
I felt really tight on Gbamin because this is like going back to the sliding doors moment. He could have been a magnificent footballer if he hadn't had to come on half fit at Palace away because Schneiderlin got himself sent off
in last season's away kit as well.
In the season before's away kit, yeah.
Very Everton now, isn't he? Because he
Schneiderlin, by the way,
injuries in one season. because
Yeah,
of COVID.
I mean-
Remember, he was out, and then the COVID delay, and then he got another injury. So he got 2 season-ending injuries in one season.
And
Have
he
we
did
still
get
got
a
him?
bad-
with
he did get a
Gabamon,
bad
though,
injury by standing on a tennis ball.
it
So
goes-
He
Yeah,
was
he
made of
really
balsa
evaporates
wood,
there.
wasn't he?
point with Gabamon when like his agent was mouthing off saying how much of a nightmare it was for him,
Yeah.
and then he got done for drink driving. So fuck him.
Yeah. He was
The skeletal structure of a Victorian child with polio.
He was no Irish elf, was he?
Liam, who's yours? We'll just have one word answers to get through this, Liam.
Pembridge.
Pembridge.
Ed, alone, lad.
It's probably a bit harsh on him, but I'm going to say Mohamed Bezic because I got rid. Because you know how he hung around for ages,
Yeah.
and just every now and again, someone would come out with a shout of, "I still think he'd do a job," you know. Like
He'd do a
we'd
job,
all
that's
got
the shout,
amnesia.
he'd do a
None of us
job.
could remember what he'd done, and it was
And he
incredible.
just came back with one more tattoo on that sleeve each time. Pete.
Yeah, Tim Howard. Tim Howard for me. I never rated him. I'll be honest with you, never rated him. Always thought it was shoot on sight. I've always thought that with him.
That's fine.
We saw a compilation the other.
Yeah, there we go. That's it, Pete. Yeah, we're good. Matt, your answer.
I was absolutely made up.
Dave's left.
He's had to go.
We've chased him off the pod.
We've lost Dave.
He did a star jump. He did a star jump and got off.
Dave, right now, is punching the living shit out of his living room door.
Matt, what's yours? And then we'll move on to September.
Tosin, big baldy fascist bastard, up his head.
Dave's back just in time for September, the month of the Bournemouth game. Maggie asked, could you kidnap a goose or geese? Paul, this is yours.
Yeah, nice one for this, Maggie. Like Ed, pretty much of his question. I've been thinking about that one all afternoon. I don't fancy taking on a goose or geese with that wingspan. So I've researched into its diet. Now, my little daughter, loves eating blueberries at the moment. Like, she's obsessed with them. So, and so the geese, they love eating blueberries as well. So I'd make sure that at least the geese there's blueberries with just enough, not poison. I don't want to do that. I don't want to kill it, but
let's just say a mild sedative.
Yeah, just a mild sedative, just to knock it out. And even if it takes hours, do you know what? I've got a toddler. She can run around for hours. Piece of piss. I could be there all day. I'd wait for the geese to just crumble to the floor, and then I'd just take her and kidnap her. And that's my only way of kidnapping a goose or a geese, because if you try and take goose or geese on in a battle, you lose it 9 times out of 10. You're not beating that wingspan. You're just not. So that's your one shot. Poison the blueberries.
It's a relatively ethical answer. You could have said, "Oh, foie gras, the fucker," but
in what regard is the wingspan a level of like offense towards you? What's that going to do to you? Just like stand there going,
just standing there looking dead aggressive, and I don't know. Just
Isn't that Tim Howard?
You can't get your arms around.
Right. Also in September, Alex asked if you could know about only one thing that happens in the future, what would it be? Pete, this is yours.
I'd want to know when Everton are next going to win a trophy, so I could go into every game from now till whenever that is and just relax and not have to worry about anything because I'd know the outcome. Now, what would happen after that, I don't know. But do you know what I mean?
Like the Auto Cup scheme. Fuck that right off.
Yeah,
yeah.
What
if you relax,
found
you know
out?
what I mean?
What if you found out that the next trophy Everton were going to win was League One?
Again, because I'd know, wouldn't I? At least then I'd know. So as everyone's losing their head and going on, as we're dropping down the leagues, I'd know that it was all going to happen. So I'd be able to relax. My predictions on Blue Room would be spot on as well when we do like the pre-match predictions. So yeah, either that or win the Euro Lotto. Like I'd like to know the winning numbers on the night of the biggest rollover ever, that would also be a good option. But
yeah, fair
either
enough.
or.
And we're into October. Another one from Maggie, and this one's for you, Matt. What's the weirdest / most suspicious combination you've ever bought at a shop?
Now, I haven't actually done this yet, but I did see one of these like life hack videos on Instagram where it showed like a really efficient way to like descale the outside of your taps is to wrap a condom around it. So imagine you're there in the queue at Tesco with a load of like cleaning products and a box of Johnnies.
Party time, that, mate.
You'd get some looks, wouldn't you?
Is that you every trip to the Asda, Dave?
I was going to say, mate, that prostitute with me or something like that.
Paul's one would be blueberries and cyanide.
cracking name for a band, that cracking album.
The thing is, though, as you're going through the checkout, you're like, yeah, my daughter loves blueberries. Oh, fuck, no, don't like. So, right, Matt Jones is not here, he couldn't make it. So does anyone want to answer this one? From the Denby, who would be the, I think I'll go to Ed on this, the darts correspondent. Who would be the best knower and thrower at the current Everton squad to go on bullseye?
Trying to pick a Noah out of this lot. Jesus. I'll say Calvert-Lewin for the Noah. I feel like he's got to be pretty switched on.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that. Thrower. God, I mean,
Pickford.
they've got to have good hand-eye coordination.
There's only one name.
Tim Howard.
David, stop it.
No, it's got to be Shane.
I wish someone would throw a fucking dart at him.
Oh,
we're going to get him on Old New Borough Blue, and you're going to be hosting it, Dave.
Jake O'Brien as the thrower.
Jake O'Brien.
Yeah.
For pub games, always go for Irish lads, especially if they grew up near the coast.
Jake O'Brien
going down, though, wouldn't he?
Or, I mean, if you pick him or Beto, they can just lean over and place him in.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Dice doesn't play him. He beat him at darts, like in pre-season. Jake O'Brien's just
It'd be a very Dice clutch.
And then 3-1 at Patterson.
Right, November. Laura asked this: how long is your season ticket tenure? And if it equals a prison sentence, what crime did you commit, Pete?
Wow. So I've got the full tenure, so it'd have to be either like a mass murderer or watching Burnley against Brighton on a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff on a dodgy fire stick.
Because that's the bigger crime.
Yeah.
I know they're getting it to the moment, aren't they?
Let's just quickly go through our tenures then. Dave?
Mine's at a sweet 11 now, and it was only at an 8, but I just decided to tick every box on the thing and see what happened. And the club have come out. The club have decided to tell me that I was in the 01, 02, 02, 03, and 03, 04 when I was still in school. So they put me on category B. So I've been absolutely made up. And I was going to say, like, I apologise to everybody else, but I don't give a fuck. I'm in category B now. So fuck you.
I should have done that, but couldn't be bothered. Yeah, should have done that though.
I wasn't expecting anything back, but come back with 11. I was happy days. I think my dad actually got me a phone with T-Mobile. You know, when you got a free season ticket with it. You don't remember that? Anyone remember that? That might have been why I've got the extra credits.
Good times, definitely good times though. Yeah. Keith,
I'm on 8, but the problem is my lad is on 4 because he took over my ex-wife's season ticket. So like, I've got to wait till his comes up. So we're going to
get weighted a little bit.
We're going to get the absolute dregs of the seats.
Les, haven't you spread yours out though as well? Because I don't get when you were explaining to me.
No, we're all on 10.
One thing I will say is I am not sitting, like, even if I have to pay the premium prices to go in that little mad compound where you get to have a pint with Snods and Diamond at half time, I am not sitting within 100 metric yards of the away end ever again, because I currently sit in the lower Bullens 3 right on halfway, so I'm right next to the whatever feral beasts they let through the gates on a weekly basis. That, like,
Warren, what's yours?
under like the usual, is this a library and do football in the library and then feed the
Oh, God.
sponsors at Christmas.
Yeah.
All that shite.
Did Chelsea
Honestly,
break the
I
Feed
think
the
there should be
Scousers record?
points deductions for Sky Bet songs.
It's been like watching the darts, basically. You did all those songs.
Yeah, 100%. As soon as you start singing do football in a library, boom, 3 points gone from your team.
Oh, 100%.
Your
yeah.
shit are as well. Anyone who does that, your shit
Yeah.
are to a goalkeeper.
Immediate relegation.
Relegation.
That should be shot. That's not enough. Not
Thing is, as
relegation,
well,
it should be shot.
Yeah,
If you
that's
do
right, Liam.
your shit are immediate relegation. If you do the follow-on bit, because there's always another bit after it. If you do that,
Yeah.
that's 2 divisions relegated.
I think as well, certainly the Feed the Scousers one, obviously, because we're in the year of our Lord 2024, nearly 2025, and we're still singing songs about poverty like it's funny. The FA should release legislation that allows the park end to throw Molotov cocktails into the away end at the first utterance of that song.
I'd
That's
quite
the only way
happily
to
just
stop
like
it.
just pull the big net up at the side of the park end, and we can all just be
Right.
steaming in. But I would be like that lad at Dundee who gets past everyone, legs it right up the away fans on the own. I'm like, fuck this. I'm like,
The other option,
We need
is drop the
get
net
Matt to
on
release
the
one of them
away
Irish
end.
Elkin for the way in.
Yeah.
If you drop that cargo net on the away end and then have somebody outside the ground in a tractor and drag them all out of the stands like a North Sea trawler.
I'm into that as well.
I like that.
Anything.
I
It's
remember
just
we put that net
it's
up.
absolutely pathetic.
It was Haddock split, wasn't it? The net.
Yeah, it was after the split.
It was
fans,
after
like-
Limassol, you know. It was actually after Limassol because when
was it?
Limassol equalised, a load of bottles come from the park ends. Like, why are you throwing bottles at them? Like there's some Cypriot farmers and people just threw loads of things at them.
Quickly then, just do our tenures, Warren.
18, and I've committed fraud off some billionaire.
Sam, you got 20 because you shot that billionaire, yeah?
Yeah, obviously. I only ever go on a mate's ticket, but I think he's got 8, so
Fraud.
not too bad.
Fraud.
All right, Dave, calm
Yeah,
down.
well, hey ho.
I know I've had people off, but that's bad fraud. Though.
Dave's just randomly shouting stuff now.
It's a victimless crime.
Right.
Paul.
16 years, and I sent a nasty tweet about Keir Starmer.
Liam.
Like Pete, I've got full tenure, and I was on when we discussed this, and we realised doing a bit of research that that's 23 years, and that's less than what Harvey Weinstein got, which is just mind blowing.
Fucking hell.
I'm always in on someone else's season ticket, so I suppose my equivalent crime is just getting repeatedly thrown in the drunk tank.
Yeah, Ed, Sam,
Seems
Sam,
alright.
Ed.
You're on
Pete.
the waiting list, Ed.
I am, yes.
So you'll get one anyway, won't you?
Yeah, I'm in line too.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
We all South
get one.
stand
You'll get one.
if we can.
I was going to say, should we all just get in a line? So all of us in a line.
Do a match day mailbag.
Yeah, it's live, yeah.
You mailbag all the games on when we're playing shite.
Release the elk.
Yeah, I've
Pete,
already
it's your
I've
show,
already
you can
done
follow,
mine.
haven't you?
Yeah.
You've done yours. It was your question. Jesus, it's been a long show, hasn't it? Matt.
I've got 17, but as a shareholder, I got bumped up to 23. But I'm still going to wait for me dad, and my brother. So I guess I did a murder and then had a scrap in prison.
Shived
So I got a
Yeah.
longer sentence.
Right, November, last one in November. Toffee Nose asked, who's the best TV detective? Ed?
This was tough, and I had a really enjoyable time looking back over really bad detective shows. I feel like what we're missing actually in detective shows now is people whose job is absolutely not detective, but do it anyway.
Yeah.
So Diagnosis Murder was a great one. What's Dick Van Dyke doing? He's meant to be a doctor. He doesn't treat anybody. He just runs around solving murders. What a show. But I
Murder,
went with
She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote, exactly. Did she ever write a book? I didn't see one. Her probably should be kicking her doors down. Yeah.
The twist for that should have always been that in the last episode, it ends up being her was the murderer all along, and she was just trying to get like content for her books. That would have been the
That would've been
ultimate
great.
twist in that.
Yeah.
Can't
Angela,
even
like,
bring
she
it back
Framed
bastard.
everyone. Like the whole thing, it was just her framing someone for like just so she could get content.
That'd be
I'm
good.
getting
That'd be a better comeback than Saved by the Bell. That would be better. Make it happen.
My actual answer, I'm going for Inspector Gadget.
That is an incredible shout.
I mean, I don't think he did any actual inspector work, but you know, imagine just shooting some gadgets out your head.
Yeah, he was awful at it, wasn't he? That he was terrible
yeah.
at it. It was his niece and the dog that solved everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But that coat, bloody hell.
He had a belter theme song as well.
Did one of the best. Yeah, these like 80s European cartoons had some like banging theme tunes, but that was definitely 100% one of the best. It's December. We'll bang up to date. Mike asked, and this one's for you, Paul. If you could change the derby result, what would it be? Hang on. Yeah, there we are.
I mean, there've been a few. Graham Paul, derby comes to mind.
That robbed us of our banter moment with them, didn't it? The way they've got the Pickford thing, that robbed us of that. And
like the immediate one that came to mind, like the obvious ones like Origi, the FA Cup game. I would even say the Carragher pulling Lescott down. I don't care if we'd only get a draw out of it, just to right that wrong, because it was such a blatant penalty. If I could change one derby result though, I'd change the postponement from a couple of weeks ago. Make sure that the game goes ahead, because I think if you're going to beat them at any time, that was the time to play them. When they were slightly on the ropes, they had quite a few players out. Would have been a nice time to play them, but it is what it is.
Yeah, nice 3-0 win there. Would have gone down lovely.
Yeah.
Last one for December. Well, and then we've all got one to answer at the end. Ben asked, what's the strangest thing? Oh, Christ. How did Dave end up with this one? What's the strangest thing you've seen on a plane or an airport?
What is this? What are you trying to say?
Because if anyone's going to have seen something mental, it's you.
Well, yeah, this was quite bizarre. So when we were going to get married, Vegas year before last, there was a prosthetic leg.
The pathetic leg, then.
In the custom, you know, where you go through security on the roller thing, right? What are they called?
Oh yeah,
the carousel.
No, not to collect it. The ones you go through. That probably did happen.
The X-ray thing.
Yeah, the thing that on the conveyor belt.
The conveyor belt.
Someone put one on there. So I'm going through and I'm thinking, I need to see what's going on here. Do you know what I mean? It's like, has he had to take, or he or she had to take this off? Or obviously, can they just, like, you would expect them to be able to go through on a separate side where they like explain themselves. But this leg goes through and under. And you know that in them, everyone has to put everything in that plastic box thing where you put all your stuff in. You get out the other side, they've scanned you, and you're all fine to crack on and go to duty free. And like it was chocker, obviously, going into the duty free and all that. So I'm standing there at the end of it, and Hayley's like, "Come Ed, let's go and sit down." We're knackered because we had to drive down to London, silly o'clock in the morning. And she went, "What are you doing?" I said, "I just need to find out what's going on over there." Like, and she went, "What are you on about?" I said, "I need to know whose leg that is." I was standing there thinking, you know, you have them mistakes in your life where you think, what am I doing in the current present though? And it turns out that nobody, like, you were wearing shorts and had both. This sounds really abusive, doesn't it? Like, he had both legs, this fella, and just picked the metal leg up and just walked off it.
Just as an accessory.
Just no idea why he had a prosthetic leg. The fella skipping.
Jake the Peg.
What? No, it was a proper fucking steel one. Like
with this fella
with a boot on the fucking end of it.
And some fella just walked off with it.
Throws it over the shoulder and carries on going. What the fuck's going on here?
It probably belonged to his missus, Eileen.
I want to know, is that allowed? Like, well, obviously it is, but like, would that be allowed to take it on the plane?
I suppose there's nothing to say you can't carry your luggage in a prosthetic leg.
But
I guess.
isn't it like an assault weapon?
I don't know. Depends if it's loaded. I don't know.
No, you can hit someone with them. There's metal in it.
It would do some damage. Quickly.
Do you think he thought that you can't go unarmed and thought, oh, I know?
You know, we're getting the end of the show with these sorts of shots.
There is one great comedy moment involving a prosthetic leg, and that is Winston on Still Game. It's absolutely unreal. If people haven't seen it, go and watch Still Game. It's one of the funniest things ever. We will finish on this though.
I'm watching it all now. Just gonna say, I'm watching it all now. I'm in the second series at the minute, so I'll come on to that episode, no doubt.
Oh, it is Winston's prosthetic leg.
Can't believe no one said that the fella was just on the last leg of his journey.
Someone's gonna like be offended by what I've said about that prosthetic leg.
No, you won't have a leg to stand on.
Hey. Fuck off. There was a TV detective there who said there's something afoot.
Dave's been on the ale all day. He's like,
grabs it though, and like, you know, like it is a genuine weapon. Just throws it over his shoulder and just carries on walking.
You have to leg it.
Like, hurry up, Les.
He stopped being he stopped being a terrorist after that and joined Sinn Féin. All right, I'm done now.
You're out on a limb there, Ed.
At least I won't be getting any abuse. It'll be you, Ed.
We will finish on this one from Mike because basically I've heard that there's Easter eggs in the shops, so we're going to finish on this from Mike who asked this in October. How many eggs is too many? Just a one-word answer is fine. Dave?
7.
Keith?
43.
Warren?
6.
Sam?
Any eggs? Not a fan of eggs. One egg is too many eggs.
One egg.
Paul?
5.
Liam?
What Sam said?
Ed?
2 because 1 is enough.
Boom.
Some incredible puns to finish off here, Ed. Bang into it. Pete?
Excellent.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I'll go for 8.
8. Matt?
I'm in the one club. Exit crap.
Yeah, the right answer is 12. Anyway, thanks to everyone for joining
43, by the way.
I know.
The right answer is
43. And Warren.
The right answer 12. Why is it 12?
Because on regular show, they make an excellent omelette, which is a challenge to eat an omelette. And it's got, I'll tell you what it's got in it, actually.
I could eat a 12-egg omelette. I could eat a 42-egg omelette, but a 43-egg omelette, no.
Too much.
That's too much.
I once dropped 27 eggs in one sitting.
What I want to know is, Ed saying 2, do you think you could have scrambled eggs with 1 egg?
It'd be a big egg.
I mean,
that's not enough eggs to scramble.
It's not. It's got to be 2 at least.
Well, I'm on one of them keto diets at the moment. So obviously eggs are great, full of protein and all that, no carbs and stuff. And I have them like I leave them in a in a bowl in the fridge, covered in salad cream. Mate,
oh God!
He had to get salad cream.
Ice cold.
Went the whole thing without the mention of salad cream.
Dave, you were an absolute miscreant. It is the worst of all.
Salad cream goes with anything. Salad cream goes with anything.
That's revenge for saying Tim out before, isn't it?
As this is the last show of the year and the sort of festive edition, Dave, I want to know how many times your scissors glid through the wrapping paper this year.
Fucking hell, I wonder what you're saying then.
Glid? Is that is
glid?
Glid?
Glided?
Glid? Glided?
I'm having
This turned into a mailbag porn or something like that.
Glid?
Glide?
Tell us about your gliding scissors, Dave.
Yeah.
You turn Mailbag into PG up into an 18, haven't you? No, what I've started doing is like you just
glide,
what?
causing or tending to cause objects to slip. That's like a
It's
glide.
a glide,
There you
glides.
go, yeah, glid.
No, I'm not having glid.
Glided, isn't it?
So
It
the way
glided.
is, yeah.
I'm
the way
a,
it is, like,
it's
yeah,
scissors. The scissors either glided
yeah.
or nothing.
All
I'm
right.
not
How many
having
times?
glid.
How many times did your scissors glide through the wrapping paper? I'm sorry, I
Oh.
asked it. No.
By the way, Scissors Glid sounds like a character from the porno knockoff of Wicked.
Fucking off.
Do you know what I love about it? I love about this. I love that
Anyway,
Dave's
yeah,
come back
what you
all
do
innocent,
is-
like he doesn't have a clue what you're talking about here.
You just,
Like,
I know.
like,
I know.
he's trying to act like this is just a completely
all
random
innocent.
thing to ask him.
no, you just get. What have I got here? Yeah, hang on.
Oh, I just happen to have some scissors and some
Yeah,
and
I've
some
got
wrapping
some of the
paper.
proxen here, right? Bear with me. Some of the proxen, right? And oh yeah, she's left the scissors here.
Oh god.
How the fuck did we get onto the proxy?
Yeah.
Is there any
So,
geese
yeah.
near him?
Is that what we're putting in the blue?
The idea is a tiny little slit
Go on.
like that, like the tiniest ever.
I'm out. I'm out.
And then you
Such a poor
Roll-
choice of
roll
words.
up it, like on a slight. Do you know like how you pour a pint? Like slight, like 90-degree angle,
Yeah.
and then you
90
cut
degree
it
angle?
slowly, and then it'll.
Dave, that's not a
glide along
90-degree
like that.
angle, mate.
And it's the
You
most.
poured a pint
the
to go
most-
all over the bar.
Did
It's
you
the most
struggle with
relieving-
maths in
The most
school?
relieving
That's great.
feeling ever. It's such a
That's
relief.
great glidden, that, Dave. Brilliant glidden, mate.
Right. I just
like-
want this on record. When this podcast is presented in a court of law as evidence, I had no part in the glidding.
No.
No, I've never
Can also
been
do
either.
it with the proxen as
No,
well.
I'm starting to think I want to glid more.
I'd be glad to see the back of it.
Right. On that note, what better way to end the show? I think we better have before anything more gets said. Thanks to everyone who joined in this Mailbag Royal Rumble. Thanks to everyone who listened. Thanks to everyone who watched. Have a wonderful. Hope you all had a great Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year, and here's to a cracking 2025. Up the toffees.